Sister wives. Shocking. Legal controversy, emotional revelations, and Kody's meltdown drama is unfolding at Coyotepass as Robyn Brown allegedly destroyed the original property deed, shaking the sister wives' family to its core. Kody Brown is now in trouble, unable to make the time or the nerve to return the properties belonging to Janelle and Mary. But time's run out. The court has intervened, issuing a stern 24-hour notice for Kody to relinquish the title deeds. If he refuses, the consequences could be dire. But that's only the start of the anarchy. Tearful Kody Brown is said to be in a desperate state, crying out for his innocence as the threat of going behind bars becomes a reality. In the meantime, the judge has sprung a surprise move, sentencing Robyn to time behind bars for her involvement in the deed destruction. Janelle and Mary are frantic, wondering if they will ever get justice. Just in time, Christine comes to the rescue, giving them emotional support and encouragement as they weather this storm. And just when you're thinking it can't get any more dramatic, it does. Hello, everyone. Before we get into this roller coaster of emotions more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update from Sister Wives' world. Now, let's discuss Kody Brown's most cringeworthy moment so far. In the latest tell-all sneak peek, Kody leaves fans stunned with an eyebrow-raising comparison, desperately trying to justify why he loves Robyn more than his other wives. We've heard some bizarre statements from him over the years, but this time, Kody may have truly outdone himself. He's not just admitting his favoritism, he's trying to make it sound divine. You won't believe what he says next. As Kody confronts Suki Krishnan during the tell-all interview, his anger gets the better of him. He says with fervor, "You find higher love, and then everybody slaps you down for it." For Kody, his relationship with Robyn isn't merely love, it's divinely sanctioned. But when Suki asks if equal love among polygamy wives is at stake, Kody interrupts with venom, saying, "Try that, just try that." His point, equal love in polygamy is not possible. At least not for him. But hold on, it gets still crazier. Kody, the man who promised to love all his wives the same, now brazenly asserts he's always loved Robyn more. He starts making bizarre comparisons, comparing his wives to children or friends, explaining that, just as individuals have favorite kids or buddies, it's only natural for one wife to be extra special. For Kody, that wife is Robyn. He claims it's just where his heart was. Just as you think he couldn't dig deeper, then he does. He then equates his higher love for Robyn to being a salesman. You heard that correctly. Kody says, "There's always going to be a better salesman than me. Am I supposed to murder him because he's closing all the deals?" The comparison is confusing. Is Robyn the better salesman? Is Kody threatened or just misunderstood? Viewers were left stunned, while Suki struggled to get in a word edgewise as Kody descended into a furious, shouting rampage. And what's triggering the rage? It appears Kody remains resentful about how the world perceives Robyn and himself. His defensiveness is obvious. And yet, in another episode, he insists he was never a ladies' man, despite having had 4 wives. But beneath the rage, there's sadness. In a poignant moment from this week's show, Kody shares the mourning surrounding the loss of his son, Garrison. "We're going through our grief," he weeps, "because you need that time of mourning." It's a raw, emotional moment which reminds us, behind the controversy, there's genuine pain. In the midst of tragedy, the family has been welcoming mourning as a means of respecting and loving those they've lost. They're giving themselves permission to feel the pain and to grieve openly. But they're also deciding to have moments of happiness, small steps toward healing and progression. That balance allows them to maintain faith, not so much in an afterlife, but in their own futures and the lives they still inhabit. But even in the midst of sorrow are moments of light and laughter. In recent shows, fans were able to witness Kody Brown treating his wife Robyn and the kids to a trip back to Wyoming, his childhood place of residence. There, he showed them around the town and even pointed out the different signs that he had created for local businesses at the onset of his career. The family participated in the local community, exchanging smiles and stories. There was a telling moment where they were all gathered in a local restaurant, sharing a meal with easy conversation. And then there was a moment which bound past and present together in an unexpected way. Kody shared where he got his name with Robyn and the children, telling them that it was named after his father's idol, Buffalo Bill, William Frederick Kody, the legendary showman, and U.S. Army scout who rode with Sitting Bull and rode with the Wild West show. In essence, he was an entertainer, Kody reported. Robyn playfully inquired, "So, do you think that's like you?" But the family dynamics made a drastic turn that left fans buzzing. Hello, Sister Wives fans. Let's get into a contentious moment between Kody and his eldest son, Logan Brown. Kody has recently spoke to the cameras himself about trying to rebuild relationships with his adult kids. At least, that's what he says. While Janelle's words point towards another story. At the funeral for Garrison, Kody's interactions with Logan were stiff and uncomfortable to observe. A moment that exposed underlying tensions. Kody framed the encounter as part of a larger effort to reconnect with all of his children. He reported to Robyn on a recent family trip he took to Utah to see his daughters with Christine and his sons with Janelle. That journey seemed to be a turning point for Kody. Following Garrison's death, he seemed set to mend broken family relationships. But the truth could be more complex than that. Perhaps the most poignant aspect of the show was seeing the family mourn the loss of Garrison. The heartache was evident and visceral for all concerned. For Kody, the battle was visibly obvious. News reports indicate he was still at odds with Garrison at the time of his death. And much of Kody's recent efforts have been devoted to attempting to deal with that loss. His Utah vacation without Robyn, taken before the funeral, was looking like an effort to finally make amends with his children. He told Robyn all about it, spinning it as a success. But fans and relatives alike are left to wonder whether the mending is truly happening, or whether old wounds are deeper than ever. Janelle, on the other hand, presented a dramatically different view of Kody's so-called Great Reunion tour with the family. By her account, contrary to Kody's assertions, he was still estranged from many members of his family even after that trip, including at Garrison's funeral. And if you observe how Kody's kids responded to him at the funeral, their actions appeared to support Janelle's statements. All of the adult children seemed to pretty much ignore Kody at the cemetery. All but one. His oldest son, Logan Brown. Before diving into what happened between Logan and Kody at the funeral, it's important to clarify something. Many of the Sister Wives kids have publicly expressed frustrations and harsh feelings about their father. Names like Peyton Brown, Gwendolyn Brown, and Gabriel Brown stand out, as they have spoken openly on TV and social media about their troubled relationships with Kody and Robyn. But here's a point of distinction. Logan has never publicly embarrassed or shamed his dad on social media, as have some of the others. Throughout the seasons, Logan has been referred to as a respectful and courteous son by both Kody and Janelle. Although most of the children love their mothers, it is apparently Kody against whom they have a problem, not Janelle or the other wives. So what happened between Logan and Kody at the funeral that has people talking? It was a fleeting moment, easy to overlook if you blinked, but telling nonetheless. At one point during the service, Kody descended into the grave where Garrison's urn would be laid to rest. Janelle passed the urn to him, and with delicate precision, Kody set it in the ground. As Kody started climbing out of the grave, Logan stretched out and told him, "Let me give you a hand, Dad." That little move brought a lot of emotions to the table. Most viewers interpreted it as Logan extending a soothing, reconciliatory hand amidst a troubled moment, perhaps attempting to fix the broken father-son relationship in front of everyone. But Kody's reaction caught many off guard. Rather than take the assistance, he effectively rejected Logan. Fans were devastated to watch Kody turn down such an out-in-the-open, affectionate gesture. Some believe that Kody's refusal could be due to an old competitive nature he has with his older sons. It's a dynamic fans have seen before on Sister Wives. Interestingly, Logan, being the oldest of Janelle's 6 children, frequently acted as a father figure when Kody was gone. even assisting with keeping house when Kody was doing her rotation with the other wives. Making matters more complicated, one of the sister wives' fans questioned Kody's account of having a dream in which Garrison forgave him. The fan tweeted, "I don't know that I'm believing that." And judging by the expressions on the kids' faces, I don't think they did either. Most fans appear to think that because Kody never really apologized to Garrison while he was alive, that the dream forgiveness is probably something Kody invented for himself. Still, despite the pain and distance with Garrison, there's hope fans hold on to. That Kody can still repair the relationships with his other children. Earlier seasons of Sister Wives showed Logan stepping up as the responsible older brother, taking on bedtime routines for his rambunctious younger siblings while Janelle was busy with work. He was usually the one waking them up in the morning, making breakfast, and hustling the kids out the door for school. All of the dad things that Kody perhaps should have been doing. It is no wonder, then, that the kids turned to Logan as a constant, omnipresent father figure in the home, even when Kody was present physically. This dynamic has caused many a fan to ask themselves, was Kody jealous of Logan for filling the gap when he fell short at times? Some think that tension may flow even deeper. Logan, after all, was Kody's oldest. And from the beginning, Mary, Janelle, and Christine spoiled him as the first child in the family. Some supporters hypothesize that Kody's insecurities might have gotten a head start, driven by the additional attention Logan garnered from all three wives. It's a fascinating theory regarding Kody's emotional turmoil, at least. What is certain is that Logan had something Kody never really did: a close, loving relationship with his brother Garrison until the time of Garrison's death. This is the same sort of connection Kody always wanted but relinquished when he cut his grown children loose during the COVID years. So when everyone watched that crushing scene at Garrison's funeral, Logan trying to extend an open hand of love and understanding to Kody, having his hand basically spurned. It was heartbreaking to watch. The agony was tangible, not only for Kody and Logan, but also for Janelle, and it made the moment even more heart-wrenching because it occurred in a period of grieving. Talking about the loss, Janelle Brown and Garrison's wife, Maddie Brush, spoke about the tragic circumstances surrounding Garrison's demise. During a confessional, Maddie discussed her attempts at convincing Garrison to relocate from her hometown of Flagstaff, Arizona, so he could be near her family in North Carolina. "I was trying to get him to move out here," she said, reminiscing about their conversations. And so each step that we got closer to it, we discussed a lot about that. Her husband, Caleb Brush, solemnly contributed, "We almost had him here too. He was almost coming." But Maddie poignantly conceded, "I think he was just so deep in." Tragedy occurred on March 5th, 2024, when Garrison died in his Flagstaff apartment from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The tragic news was broken to Maddie by Janelle, a moment that forever changed her universe. "There's a few moments in your life that I feel like alter your brain chemistry," Maddie described, visibly struggling with the tremendous aftermath. "And I definitely feel like calling siblings that a sibling had died definitely alters your brain chemistry." Now, based in North Carolina and working to establish Tata Farms, a serene haven of connection and healing, Janelle revealed some of her present tasks in a heart-to-heart with her sister Carrie. "Now, I have the big responsibility of getting his home prepared and going through all that," Janelle whispered as she was about to tackle the daunting challenge of dealing with Garrison's possessions. "We had offered him all the love, all the support, all the help, all the resources," she lamented, still trying to come to terms with the sudden and tragic loss. "I don't know what happened that night. He did that because he'd had other nights like this, where he would drink and then pass out, and he'd go kind of radio silent, but he'd always be back in the morning." While the family navigates the unimaginable sorrow, Janelle was candid about the tidal waves of grief that strike unexpectedly. "Sometimes it gets you at a more raw moment, for sure. I'm glad that I'm here now, rather than still in Flagstaff," she shared. Garrison was one of Kody Brown and Janelle's 6 children whose lives have been forever altered since they parted ways in December 2022. In an emotional military ceremony, Sister Wives star Janelle Brown was spotted weeping as she accepted Garrison's flag, honoring her late son's service. Garrison enlisted in the National Guard in 2015 when he resided in Las Vegas, Nevada. He was a staff sergeant and a patriotic TAV scout, well loved for his compassion and love for his country. A memorial post on the National Guard's social media recalled him affectionately. Known for his sense of adventure, Garrison traveled far and wide, visiting several countries and continents. The post went on. He enjoyed comedy, amateur woodworking, and adventurous photography, particularly his nighttime sky photography, which touched the hearts of those who viewed it. Friends and relatives recall Garrison for his sharp sense of humor and his true knack at interacting with people. The tribute continued. His death has created an emptiness in their hearts. The entire Nevada National Guard family is grieving the loss of Staff Sergeant Robert Garrison Brown. The post recognized the profound effect of his death on his comrades and the 221st Cavalry family who grieved the loss of their trusted friend. As was earlier reported, Garrison was discovered dead in his Flagstaff apartment on March 5, 2024, by his younger brother Gabriel. According to the police report, the cause of death was a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. Both Gabriel and one of Garrison's roommates testified that he had been having trouble with drinking and depression. Garrison was buried on Friday, March 8th, in a private funeral with family only. Everyone hugged and cried, a source told of the tribute. It was the toughest thing any of them have ever had to do, but talking about Garrison allowed them to get through it. Friends of his hope he has finally achieved the peace that seemed to elude him in life. At the same time, fans are worried about Kody Brown's latest Instagram activity, with some speculating that he might be covering something up. Sister Wives Season 19 was divided into two halves with a few months' gap, keeping everyone eagerly waiting for more. The second part of Sister Wives Season 19 is now being broadcast, with most of the attention centered on how the Brown family is dealing with the tragic loss of Garrison Brown, who committed suicide in March 2024. Garrison was Kody Brown's son, with his second wife, Janelle Brown. The family's crisis intensified after Janelle left Kody in 2022, a move that followed his third wife, Christine Brown, leaving in 2021. Kody's initial wife, Mary Brown, was the final one to leave, leaving him in 2023. Today, Kody is married monogamously to his fourth wife, Robyn Brown, who became a part of the family in 2010. It's become apparent that Kody also preferred Robyn to his other wives, and this preferential treatment has bred massive gaps between him, Robyn, their 5 children, and the rest of the family. With Garrison's death, the whole family is torn apart, and the tension is evident in Kody's Instagram activity. Kody's Instagram page is not verified but enjoys a significant following of 184,000. His most recent post was on March 5th, 2024, the same day that news of Garrison's death emerged. And it was on the topic of Garrison's death. Interestingly, Kody turned off comments on that one. He hasn't posted anything since, which may mean that he doesn't believe it's right to share information about his life on social media during the tragedy. Kody is an ambiguous figure in the Sister Wives saga. Most feel that he did enormous damage in his unsuccessful marriages and has not fully accepted responsibility for his actions. He is usually depicted as bitter and accusatory, even sometimes rude, going so far as to say that he never loved his initial 3 wives and loves only Robyn. His relationship with Bree as a prelude to marrying Christine and subsequently losing Christine is especially sensitive. This mindset has turned him into a lightning rod for criticism among fans. Kody's favoritism reached far beyond the wives and impacted his children deeply as well. A majority of his 17 children have no relationship with him at all, mainly because of the way he treated their mothers, how he favored Robyn, and his lack of presence in their lives. This estrangement extended to Garrison, who was not speaking to Kody when he passed away. If Kody were to put something online at the moment, it would garner a great deal of criticism. His online history features a history of combative posts, such as inflammatory comments in his bio, which has not been revised since his wives departed. Even though he is a husband to one and a father of 17, his bio still does not include this new status, which only begs for trolling. It may be that Kody is now staying away from social media for fear of putting his foot in his mouth, considering all the bashing he has endured in the past. He has always been eager to narrate his life on his own terms, sharing information about his marriage woes, which most of his viewers disliked. For the moment, his silence speaks loud amidst the family's continued mourning and turmoil. Kody has never been good at keeping his mouth shut and has a propensity to rewrite history to suit himself. With the intense pressure he's under, it's not surprising that he's shying from opening Pandora's box on social media, particularly on the site Instagram, where the public glare and vitriol are ever present. What's odd to me, however, is that Kody isn't cashing in on the Sister Wives reality television show fame of his ex-wives to establish his own personal brand on Instagram. By seeking brand partnerships, endorsements, or other opportunities that could be monetarily beneficial.